Nobody tells you that MS doesn't just mess with your nerves, it messes with your identity. Before MS, you know exactly who you are. You're the reliable one, the planner, the athlete, the I can handle anything person. Then one day your brain goes, actually, we're going to need naps now. And suddenly you're asking a weird question nobody prepares you for. If I can't be who I used to be, who am I now? How MS changes your identity and how to rebuild it. Today, why identity shifts, how to rebuild it, and a surprising answer at the end. Ready? Let's find you again, the person I was before. Before MS, I knew exactly who I was. I was the go-getter, the one who always said yes. You need someone to organize the school fundraiser? I'm your girl. You need a friend to help you move on a Saturday? I'll bring the truck and the donuts. My identity was wrapped up in my ability to do things, to be productive, to be the reliable one. I was a human to-do list, and I took immense pride in checking off every single box. I was the busy mom. I was the dedicated employee. I was the weekend warrior who climbed mountains, both literally and figuratively. My schedule was my badge of honor. 60 hours, field trips, dinner every night, and still training for a 10K. I felt invincible, like a superhero whose power was sheer willpower. My friends would joke, "How do you do it all?" And I'd just smile. My entire sense of self was built on action and energy. Being still felt like a failure. It was a good life, a full life, but a fragile one. I had no idea how fragile. I remember sitting in the doctor's office, the air thick and still. The words multiple sclerosis came out of his mouth. It felt like the world went into slow motion. In that single moment, all the labels I wore were ripped away. I wasn't the go-getter. I wasn't the weekend warrior. I wasn't the reliable one. Suddenly, a new label was slapped onto me, patient. It felt like my identity was hijacked, stolen without my permission. My life story was suddenly edited by someone else. One day planning a hiking trip, the next Googling mobility aids. Jarring, disorienting. People treated me differently. Their eyes filled with pity. They'd say, "You need to rest. Don't overdo it." Each comment felt like another nail in the coffin of my old self. I felt demoted in my own life, from main character to fragile sidekick. I would look in the mirror and not recognize who stared back. Who was this person who had to plan around fatigue? Before, a wide-open road. After, warnings at every turn. It wasn't just about symptoms. It was the loss of the person I worked to become. Whiplash left me spinning, lost, and profoundly uncertain about who I was supposed to be now. So, what comes after the shock? The quiet grief no one talks about. After the initial shock wore off, something else settled in. It was a quiet, deep, persistent grief. No funeral, no casseroles. A private sorrow for 1,000 little things chipped away. Walking a store without leaning. Spontaneous long walks. Now I calculate energy reserves first. Grief for the future you planned. That spry grandmother image grew blurry. Staying out late without paying for it? I missed that. Waking without a mental pain checklist. We talk about meds and symptoms, but not the heartache of a life imagined. It's a lonely kind of grief. You're still here, but the loss is real. Loss of certainty, loss of ease, loss of who you were. And it's okay to mourn. Naming it was the first step toward healing. Like a splinter. You have to admit it's there to pull it out. This grief needs a voice, to be honored. Ambitions scaled back. Social life smaller, more deliberate. In the quiet of grief, I could finally look for what was left. Which led me to the next trap I had to escape. Once the grief settled in, the comparison trap moved in. My mind became a reel of "I used to" statements. I used to run 5 miles. I used to work 12 hours and still go out. I used to remember every birthday. Past me always won. Comparison was salt in an open wound. Measuring against an idealized memory? You always come up short, like squeezing into your prom dress. Great for one night, not for now. And that's okay. I'd bash myself for needing a nap. The self-criticism was relentless and useless. It kept me chained to the past. Breaking free required a deliberate reframe. Each time my brain started, I used to, I stopped it. Then I asked, what can I do right now? It was slow, like turning a heavy ship, but I felt lighter with each small course correction. A little more hopeful, a little more at peace with who I was becoming. Then came the turning point. The turning point came with a powerful truth. My identity is not based on my abilities, but on my values. Running a marathon may be gone, but perseverance is not. Long hours diminished, but dedication remains. It just looks different now. Shifting from what I do to who I am unlocked everything. A new foundation, brick by brick. My values are untouchable. So, I made a list. Not a to-do list, a who I am list. Compassionate, resilient, curious, kind, determined, creative. These were my core values. Then I looked for ways to live them. No more huge fundraisers, but I could be a compassionate listener. No physical mountains, but resilience every morning. Redefining success, alignment over output, creativity, kindness, determination, even on hard days. Choose character over capability, an identity built on essence, not effort. One surprise of this journey, new strengths. Before MS, I was impatient. MS taught patience, patient with my body, patient with healing, patient with an inaccessible world. Patience made me a better friend and listener, a more peaceful person, the superpower I never trained for. Another strength, empathy. Living with pain and fatigue and limits tuned me to others' struggles. I see the weariness behind smiles. Sometimes sitting with someone is everything. Adaptability became my new middle name. Less rigid, more flexible, able to pivot, change plans, get creative. Adaptability made me resilient. My life's GPS now has infinite alternate routes. Patience, empathy, adaptability, forged in fire. I wouldn't trade them. More grounded, more compassionate, trading speed for all terrain, slower, but it handles any road. Character development, deluxe package. This journey is easier together. The conversations we have here, the stories we share, are a lifeline. They remind us we're part of a community that understands. Hope is real. Strength shows up in unexpected places. If this sparked a little hope or eased the loneliness, join our community. Your voice and story matter. If you found value, please click like. It helps this reach someone sitting in the dark. For more on resilience and rebuilding, consider subscribing. Say yes to a community that chooses values over limitations. We are here. We are strong. We are not alone. Thank you for being part of this resilient community. Now the answer you came for. Back to the question I asked staring at those high heels. If MS changes what you can do, does it have to change who you are? After a long, hard, beautiful journey, my answer is no. A resounding, unequivocal no. Diagnosis changed my circumstances, not my soul. It changed abilities, not character. It took roles, but revealed essence, not in my legs that could run, nor in hands that could work for hours, nor in a brain that remembered everything. My identity is in my heart. Love, resilience, curiosity, compassion. MS didn't take those. It clarified them. Losing the old identity felt like a death, and also a rebirth. Today I'm quieter, slower, deliberate, patient, empathetic, resilient, grateful, authentic. No longer a house of cards, I'm a deep-rooted tree. Winds can shake branches, some leaves fall, but nothing uproots me. If you're feeling lost, you're still in there. Your true self is waiting to be rediscovered. How has MS changed how you see yourself?